Hello and welcome to another episode of Optics Trade Roundtable. Today we're going to discuss the novelties in the field of thermal vision in year 2020. As you can see, we are all wearing masks. This is because it's quite a weird year that's behind us, right?
Yeah, it's the strangest year ever in my life. So in 2020, as you probably know, only SHOT Show was held in January. Then later EVA was cancelled. It was not cancelled, it was rescheduled just a couple of days before. In March it was scheduled for September,
I think, yeah.
And then cancelled. And now we already know that for 2021 already both shows, the main shows in our industry, so the SHOT Show and EVA are also cancelled. So this was quite a problem for all the producers of optics for new products.
Even though shows didn't take place, the manufacturers, they presented their products with online presentations like Pulsar and so on. So they did the presentations this way.
And they did introduce quite a lot of new products. I think that in this category, 2020 was really full of
When we get to the next point of the video, we're going to see that there's many Pulsar novelties on this table here.
And other brands also.
Of course,
was sleeping this year.
And this is because I think that more and more manufacturers are recognizing the potential in this industry. So thermal vision is gaining in popularity among hunters and even in other fields. And this is why I think that in the future, more and more manufacturers will eventually pop up. And even manufacturers who now don't work in the field of thermal vision will expand to that field as well.
I think this is like a Kodak moment, like with digital cameras. When you had really big producers of film cameras and films, like Fujifilm and Kodak, and they missed the digital wave. And I think the similar thing is happening here with thermal in hunting sector. I think that big brands, we know that Leica is coming in, we know that Zeiss is coming in, Swarovski will follow, most certainly, I'm sure of it, and so on. So I think it's going to be very similar than with digital cameras was 10 years ago, 20 years ago.
Yeah, also in 2020, the laser rangefinder thermal monoculars and other devices are on the way. As we can see also from Pulsar, Infiray, Limca and so on. So the more cheapest ones are now getting into the RF section.
Yeah, it was really funny because with thermal, there are infinite possibilities. You're able to do all the multimedia integrations, video capture, image capture, laser range finding, GPS tracking. You can do everything because these are completely different devices than with classical optics.
And now you basically, if you're a hunter, you can, with such a device, you can mix detection and ranging. So you have two processes joined into one. Useful thing.
It's also interesting, did you notice today how the pricing, what's happening with the prices for thermal?
It's very interesting. I was just taking a look at the RFs. You know, Acculate is priced at around 4,000 euros, the RF, and now the prices are going way down. So these are priced I would say, very affordably, up to from 2,000 to 3,000 euros, and even less possibly in the future.
The whole trend is that the prices are going down, the quality is going up. Yeah. It's almost unprecedented in all other categories. The quality goes up and the price goes up. Here it's different.
A few years ago we couldn't imagine a thermal monocular costing, I don't know, 600 euros.
Yeah, it was unimaginable.
And now this is reality.
I remember when we started with thermals, it was like the cheapest, I think it was Quantum. The cheapest Quantum was around 3,000 euros. Yeah. And it was like, it costs only 3,000 euros and you can have a thermal scope.
And now we basically have a HiGG vision for around 600 euros.
Yes.
Yeah. It changed dramatically. Yeah. So let's start with an entry level. I would say something what was unimaginable in 2019, but it became real in 2020, and this is
the
class
Pulsar
below 1,000 euros.
Yeah, that's correct. So the Pulsar Axion key was actually they actually introduced it in 2019.
Yeah, but the XM22 model, which is below 1,000 euros, it was hidden at the beginning. Pulsar was considering to offer it or not, because I already saw it as a prototype in the beginning of 2019, but they were like, should we go ahead with it or not? Later they decided to go.
Of course they saw that many manufacturers go way down with price, and they decided that 22 has to be released. So actually in 2020 it actually did hit the market. It's in our warehouse. As you can see, it's very compact, very small. The build quality is very good.
What about the
ratio is
focusing
very
ring?
good.
Is it missing? It
Yeah,
doesn't have a
it's-
focusing
no.
ring like the 30 model, right?
It has a fixed focus, yeah.
It has a fixed focus. That's true. But overall, it looks like very much looks like the XM30 model.
Mm-hmm.
Very compact, and the price performance ratio I think is very solid.
And it has interchangeable batteries.
Yep.
And magnesium housing. This is something what is unbelievable because even models for 3,000 euros usually have still plastic housings and not a really nice fit and finish. But with an XM22, Axion Key, the fit and finish is just perfect. It's unbelievable that it costs less than 1,000 euros.
Yeah.
What was the other big change?
The other big change was the HiGG Vision
Mhm.
Lynx 6, which was released in 2020. Now there was some confusion with the name at the beginning. There was
Yeah,
name
big
Owl
problems with
and
names.
Vulcan, and
Yeah.
and now they have decided for the name Lynx. So I would say that this is one of the biggest breakthroughs in the thermal industry last year.
I have to add something. At the beginning, it didn't have any name. It was just numbers and letters together, and it's like
This
it's
was very
impossible.
confusing with HiGG Vision
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
beginning.
And this is not a name. It's like buying a washing machine. It doesn't have a name, so they had a lot of confusion. Owl, Vulcan, Lynx. No.
Yeah, now it finally has a catchy name that I hope they will cling to in the future. So this is around 650 euros, I think.
I think it's less. It's 550.
It's even 550.
Yeah, something like
So
that.
it's something
Street market.
unimaginable years before.
Yeah, but honestly speaking, there was FLIR Scout TK.
Yeah, but it's I would say this is quite an upgrade because the refresh rate was very low with the FLIR.
9 hertz only.
Yeah.
I think something like this, but this one has approximately 30, 35, something like this, I think.
They think they state 50, but when you try it, you
It's-
see it's probably 35 or
It's
something
probably
like
not
that.
50.
It's
yeah.
still really good.
For the price point, for 500 euros, it's an okay device.
And on top of that, you get Wi-Fi capabilities. You can capture images. You can
Video
record
recording,
videos.
yeah.
Something that devices priced 1,000, 1,300 euros don't have. So
They're mostly missing it. Yeah.
I would say that this is a major breakthrough.
I have, I would say, a mixed bag of feelings with this device. First of all, I'm really happy that there is a device for 500 euros from thermal category because a lot of people will have the opportunity to try the thermal. Because 500 euros is not such a big investment, a lot of people will buy it and then try it and they will see that thermal is it's a breakthrough in hunting. I think in 10 years from now everything will be thermal in hunting. It is, however, also true that a lot of people are expecting too much.
Yeah.
That's true.
They are expecting, okay, it's a thermal, I'm going to see everything. Honestly speaking, 50 to 100 meters is effective.
I would even say that 70 meters is probably,
Yeah.
Yeah, quite
and then in
optimistic.
perfect conditions, maybe up to 100
I
meters.
think the
yeah.
optimal way to use it is for detection. That's
Yeah.
what it offers. It's perfect for
Yeah.
detection.
Only for detection,
Yeah.
not identification.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you see, when you go, let's say with Axion Key, it costs 2 times as much, but the image quality, the identification is much better.
Mm.
So, logical. Was this everything I think we covered everything in an entry level class below 1,000 euros.
It was.
We
It
did,
was.
yeah.
If this video would be made in 2019, we wouldn't have anything.
wouldn't have
to
this.
say. There was no devices at that time in this price class.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move to the lower mid-range, so from 1,000 to 2,000 euros. In the previous years, their devices were already in this class. This used to be the class where you found the most affordable thermal vision.
This used to be an entry level.
Yeah, now in 2019 this changed with the new Axion and with the new HiGG Vision Lynx. So basically, what do we have here in this 1,000 to 2,000 euro price
There were
class?
3 new products in 2020. There is a lot of products from previous years. So I would say that the biggest clutter of products is between 1,000 and 2,000 euros. The 3 novelties were Lynx 15 from HiGG Vision, then the infrared,
CTP 13.
yeah, it's a
Clip T,
clip-on,
yeah.
Clip
Yeah,
T,
yeah.
yeah, 13 millimeter, and the Axion XQ38. So these 3 devices were new, and if you can start with the HiGG Vision.
Sure. Okay. So the Lynx 15, still very compact, decent optical quality, priced at around 1,300 euros. but it has features like Wi-Fi setting, recording, video taking, and so on. So
it shares the body with the smaller model, right?
Yeah,
the
with
body
the
is completely the
Link 6.
same.
with the 6, yeah.
Yeah, but the optics is much better
Yeah.
because the lens is bigger and you get much better optical performance. And all this was, for me at least, the biggest shock of the year. So this infrared clip T, it's a clip-on device which you can put in any pocket.
It's
It's
amazingly
so small,
small, yeah.
It's just crazy how small it is. 30mm lens. Normally, you're not able to expect really, I would say, exceptional optical performance.
I think this is by far the smallest and most
Yeah.
compact.
The
clip-on.
interesting thing is that the battery compartment is almost bigger than the device itself.
When I saw it on an internet page, I was sure that it's much bigger. Then I saw it in person. I was like, "What is this?" It's just amazing how light it is and how small it is. Normally, the optical performance is a little bit compromised. I would say 100 meters is top, but the size is the main selling factor.
Yeah, I remember testing it out some time ago, and I couldn't believe that such a small sensor could provide very good optical
Yeah,
performance.
it's good enough
Yeah,
for use, but the main thing I would say why people buy it is the size.
definitely.
Because even the battery compartment for the smallest battery is still big on this device. It doesn't offer video recording or image capture. It's just simple device to put it on as a clip-on and you're able to shoot. I also think because of the price point, it's 1,750 euros, somewhere there, it's going to sell really well.
And I think it's currently among the most affordable thermal vision clip-ons on the market.
Not only the
If
among,
not-
it
if
is
not
the most
Yeah,
affordable.
yeah.
It is the most
At least to my
affordable.
knowledge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to my knowledge, the same. And it's the smallest. And normally you can buy it also rebranded
Yeah.
from manufacturers like Limke and probably Knightburst will follow and similar.
It also includes the reduction ring.
Yeah.
You just simply use any adapter, the blank ones from Rusan Smart Clip,
Yeah.
and you can use it simply
Yeah, you get the ring with
with the device. Yeah.
with the device, and then you have a standard thread like dead-out devices had
Yeah.
in the past. So it was an interesting novelty.
Well, basically you can go in a price class and don't find Pulsar there. They introduce new stuff
All
so
the time,
frequently and update their device.
I almost
all the
feel
time.
sorry for their competitors
Yeah.
because to
It's
just keep up the pace and the quality and everything, it's so hard probably for everybody else in this industry.
I
It
think
is.
they release something on one field, and the competition has to catch them up. It's
Yeah. And then they are somewhere else
Yeah,
with a
yeah.
new product. It's like it's only a catch-up game for everybody else.
Mm.
So there's quite a lot of hype about this
Mm.
product. This is the XQ38 from the Axion series. The laser range-finding version was also released, but it's priced. We put it in the other price class.
It's
the
above
higher-
2,000 euros. Yeah.
This one costs just a little below 2,000 euros. We also believe that the price might drop in the future because this is usually the case with all Pulsar
Yeah,
products.
they pressure on all the competitors
Yeah.
by producing more affordable devices each year. So they always go down with the price and up with the quality. And I think this will be no different.
Yeah, it has an amazing 384 by 288 sensor with a 40 millikelvins, below 40 millikelvins of NETD, so the noise equivalent temperature difference. So
This is amazing, the 40 NETD, because the sensor size, it's basically the same for years.
Mm.
But the build quality is still something what gets me with this device.
it is magnesium housing. If you compare it to the Axions, it's a little bit bigger. So the smaller Axion
The XQ,
T and the
yeah.
Axion 30S,
Mm.
they're a little bit bigger.
Yeah,
but,
you also must not mistake the battery. This one has the APS 3,
yeah,
but this
yeah.
one has the 5, the
Yeah.
bigger one,
Yeah.
a bit bigger one.
We did
Battery.
the whole comparison videos, so you can find really all information there. But this was basically in this class between 1,000 and 2,000 euros. New Hikvision, new infrared clip-on, and Axion XQ
38.
38, yeah. So, and there is a flood of other products from previous years in this price class. Did it forget anything?
No, I think not.
I think this is it.
Then let's move to the next class.
Okay, so the next class is the upper middle class, priced from 2,000 to 3,000 euros. And basically here we have a flood of devices.
There was
So
really a
many.
lot of new devices.
Yeah.
So on this table, half of them are new, eh?
Yeah.
Almostly. So Andrash, which one is the first one?
I would like to start with the Axion XQ38 laser rangefinding version. I already talked about the model without the laser rangefinding compartment.
Yeah, we also have quite a few videos about these two models.
We have. This is probably one of the most affordable handheld thermal monoculars with a laser rangefinder. It can measure up to 1,000 meters. It's a little bit bulky on the left, but still pretty compact if you consider the laser rangefinding option and everything.
And with thermal, it's really useful because it's hard to estimate the distance without the laser rangefinding with the thermal optics. It's not like with normal classical optic or night vision optics. There it's easier. With thermal, it's much harder. So this is the reason why they need laser rangefinders.
It has the same sensor as the 38 model without the compartment laser, and it also has the same NATD value. But what I do have to point out is that it does not have Wi-Fi capabilities. You cannot capture images and you cannot record videos. So you basically have to decide what you need more, a laser rangefinding compartment or Wi-Fi and image and videos.
Yeah, but we are talking about the same quality, right?
Yeah.
We are talking about the same quality. This model is 300 euros more expensive, so it costs around 2,300 euros.
2,300. Yeah, but still, it's really strange. It doesn't have.
It's really
vision
strange.
capability.
Yeah, okay, so the next one is the Infrared LRF25. I like its ergonomics because you basically cannot tell that it's an LRF, but it is. It has the laser rangefinder.
It's really small.
It's very small, it's very compact, also quite sturdy. I have to say, it's not, you don't feel the plastic. It's very good. The price is around 2,400 or something like this.
Or maybe even a little bit more.
Yeah, but I have to point out the optical quality. I've tried it out myself. We all did. It's very good. The optical quality is very good. I cannot say exactly how the distance of measuring. Do you guys know?
I think the best value I got was 1,200, 1,300 meters, something like that. But it was really on a building with a surface which is completely flat and so on.
But still,
more than enough on hunting.
Yeah,
let's be
sure.
honest.
Yeah, sure. But still, considering it's an LRF, the price is quite low.
And
the price is very good.
The compartment is really well hidden within the body.
But I think it's 2,800 or something like that. I'm now thinking the price. It's
think
below 3,000.
Yeah, I think it's 2,780, something like this.
What was really interesting for me that these devices are also available as rebranded from other brands. Like you're able to buy it as Limke, you're able to buy it as, I don't know if Knightburst has bought or DD Optics, but all those guys who are buying from Infrared, putting their logo on it, they're all selling this.
Quite
this
a few
device
OEM
also.
products there.
Yeah. Okay, the next one is Zeiss. This one, I would say, deserves a special mention because it's the first among all leading conventional optics producers that went into thermal sector. Well, I have signed an NDA with Zeiss many years ago, but I remember I was on a meeting when they were considering if they should go into thermal or not. But in the meantime, the world has changed, or I would say the pulsar changed the hunting world, at least here in the European continent, because now thermal is a must. Hunting without thermal is almost impossible, or not impossible, but the thermal is really conquering the whole market. So I think the Zeiss and Leica also entered this market, and others will follow. I think this is the only way for them, but we will need to wait and see if they will be successful. Or if we are looking at next Konica Minolta, Kodak and all those brands which had a similar fate when the world of cameras went into digital, like the hunting is going into thermal. The device itself, it's really nice, it's ergonomic, really nicely made. It's made in China, designed by Zeiss in Germany. And I'm sure that they somehow cooperated with some other brands which are producing thermal optics in China, either Guide or Dali or something like that. I hope for them that they will continue the pace, because all other brands which are more thermal oriented, they all introduce new products each year.
Yeah, only time will tell. But if you take a look at Zeiss, a premium manufacturer of conventional optics, I think they do have the potential. So.
Yeah, because they have the whole network of dealers and so on.
And also the name, of course.
Yeah, of course. I am a little bit disappointed it's not made in Germany. I'm also a little bit disappointed that it's only designed by Zeiss. I'm not sure even if the image rendering is done by them. The sensor normally is not done by them, like nobody else produces their own sensors. This is also true. And what was fun in the beginning, it was priced 3,000 and something at the beginning, and then they lowered the price to 2,900 and something.
Yeah.
I think they are not really. I don't know if they are prepared for the way of thinking in this class where all the prices fall each year, not the other way around. Because if you look at conventional optics, and if you look at Zeiss, Leica, Swarovski, they all each year raise the prices. With thermal, it's completely different. And I would really like to see if Zeiss will be lowering the price of this device in the next 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, or if they will go with the logic of conventional optics and raise the price each year.
I think in this field, as you mentioned, the higher price doesn't necessarily mean you're the customers.
No.
So yeah,
we will see.
It'll also be interesting to see if they make a clip-on as well.
Yeah.
Leica, as we know, they introduced the clip-on as well.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely it will be interesting to see which way they go.
Yeah, the specification is really nothing so dramatic. It's 35mm lens. It's 384 by 288 sensor. The screen I think is 1024 by something. So I would say nothing really unique. But what is unique is the design, which is Zeiss. You can see it from here.
I like the black and combination with the blue logo. So it's really elegant.
And also the handling.
It's really nice. Yeah. It's really
ease of
ergonomic.
use. Ergonomics it's really good. Yeah. Okay, what else was new this year?
Well, this is also one of the biggest news in 2020. Basically in December, at the very end of the year.
At the very end, yeah.
Pulsar started shipping their Pulsar Helios XQ devices. I'm holding the XP, sorry, yeah, this is the XQ. You can tell it's an XQ because it has a brand new magnesium chassis here in the middle. So not only is it sturdier, it's also much more elegant because now it has this distinctive look that we also have already seen on the Axion devices.
And much better fit and finish,
yeah. So again, it's optically, it's not as advanced as the XP, but still performs well enough for many hunters' demands. So
yeah, there are still two models. Helions, as you know, were released quite some time ago, but this is the XQ of the second generations. So the XQ38 and the 50 models.
So we have 38 and 50 basically.
There were quite a few changes. The 38 is now in reality 35. It got a little bit smaller lens, and it got a new display. The new display is 1024 by 700 something.
Yeah, and they also followed with all devices last year. They lowered the NETD value to below 40 millikelvins. So now the device is capable of basically providing you with more details. It can detect smaller temperature differences.
The prices are now also much more affordable than with the previous models.
Yeah, it's 2,290 for the 38 model and 2,490 or something like that for the 50.
I really wonder how low can they go with the prices. It's really interesting to see.
I really wonder what the competitors are thinking because honestly speaking, this is a workhorse.
Yeah.
And we know from the first generation that this device is just... It's made out of solid rock. Even when it had a housing from plastic, it was indestructible. It was really usable, and the system with interchangeable batteries is the best system on the market.
Yeah.
Now they just polished everything. Better sensor, much better display. What was in the first generation of Helios, it was a little bit aged already. It showed its age, and magnesium housing. It's for me, it's wow. Still, the Helios Generation 2. Really delivers for its price point.
It does.
Well, this was quite a lot of products. Did we miss something?
We missed the guide.
It's the guide. Okay.
So I would say that the form factor is a little bit unique, but
it's a little bit bigger than others. Yeah.
Bigger than others, but the shape is quite similar to what we've seen before, right? So this
even if you look at
round
the
shape,
size, it's quite similar, right?
Yeah.
And also very similar to all infrared models in this class.
Yeah.
They do have their own sensors. 400 by 300 completely different than everybody else in the industry. They're really easy to use if you wear glasses. I think this is one of the main, I would say, advantages.
Yeah.
They are a little bit big, and normally the housing is made out of plastic. It's not.
Yeah, you can also feel immediately when you pick it up.
I also
it's
like
not so sturdy.
the button placement.
Yeah.
It's quite intuitive. The handling is great.
I would say they're quite competitive, even though they're not really aggressive with marketing on the market. You don't see much discussions about them and so on, but they are competitive.
Guide also, like similarly to Infiray, also manufactures devices for other brands, right? So
it's still a secret, but in 2021 you will see one really big brand coming out with these guide devices under their own logo and brand. It's going to be a big thing. So we will see what the future brings. So let's end this roundtable with the top premium class. This is basically 3,000 euros plus. Really a lot of devices go to 4,000 euros and even up. And there was a few novelties in this class also. Some of them we have here, others are still, they came out in 2020, we still didn't got them yet. Some of them we got in the meantime, and unfortunately at this moment we don't have them in stock. We are waiting to be restocked. So let's start, let's say, with Helios 2.
Okay, so the Helios 2 XP50, it doesn't have the magnesium housing,
like
the chassis, like the XQ models. The price is around 3,590 euros, I think, something like this. But the quality is top. It's of top optical quality, a real workhorse, as you can see, as with all Helios devices.
I remember when the first generation first cost above 4,000 euros.
4,100 was the first price. Then this one came to 3,600, something like that. It came down. For me, what is a little bit confusing is that this was the first generation 2 of Helios, and the only difference was in NATD of the sensor.
Yeah, the NATD I think is below 35.
40. No, below 40.
Below 40, yeah. Below 40. The sensor is I think 640 by 480, and the same goes for the display resolution.
Yeah, because with when the XQ Helios generation 2 came out, they had a different display and they have the magnesium housing. So if I would be at Pulsar, I would say this is Helios generation 3, not generation 2. Yeah. This is really strange, but okay, they decided this way. Still, for entire 2020, this was, I would say, the best buy in top premium class.
Yeah, I would say that
or the most popular choice.
Yeah, because Pulsar has the habit of introducing new devices on the market, but I think also in the continuation of the years and so on, the Helios will stay on the market.
Yeah.
They're only going to probably upgrade the devices with more and more features.
As they do with every device.
Right? Software will change, you'll get a better image quality and so on, image boost and so on. So this was one news. Then the next news I think was Knightburst had some scoops.
Yeah, Knightburst Cops had their Max 2 models released, so the 35 and the 50 model. Unfortunately, we do not have them here at this very moment, but as regards shape, it's similarly shaped as the size and the guide, so the ergonomic round shape.
We'll show an image of that.
We'll show an image of it, of course. It has a sensor of 640 by 512 pixels, so it has quite an impressive optical quality. Yeah. I would also like to point out that it's similarly designed in this part as this guide, so it's great for eyeglass wearers. It's really comfortable to use it. And now in January 2021, they're promising to add the image enhancing option, which you will be able to turn on in the menu. Similarly,
software update.
Yeah, software update. So they are promising even better quality now. Similarly to image detail boost on the Pulsar.
How are they
devices.
priced?
They're priced at around, I would say, just above 3,000. And maybe depends on the model. So
3,000 to 3,500.
That's right. In this range, yeah.
Okay, then I will continue with a product that we don't have here, but we tested extensively, and this is the Accolade Generation 2, Accolade 2 XP50. Basically the same as Helios 2 XP50. They lowered the price a little bit. Now it's around 4,500 euros. It also has the laser range finding capability. So they came out with the Accolade 2 and they went from 4 models to basically just 2 models. So now you're able to buy XP50 with a laser rangefinder, and you're able to buy Accolade 2 with a normal XQ38 sensor for 3,000 and something, so much cheaper. Normally the image quality changed, and I think that they are still dominating the market of thermal binoculars.
Are there any changes to the body?
No.
So the same, I think, from the first generation completely.
I think this is the thermal binoculars is really where the competition has, I would say, a lot of advantage to improve, because there are not so many on the market just yet.
I think that everybody else is sleeping in this segment,
Yeah.
and Pulsar is completely dominating, because if you look at the thermal binoculars, it's like Pulsar for 4,500 euros, where you get great image quality, laser range finding capability and everything, and then nothing all the way up to 7,000 euros when there are only a few competitors. And a really smart move, and normally in this category Pulsar is not pressed to do so many changes, because there is no competitors.
For me, it will be quite interesting to see what will happen with thermal binoculars when they get cheaper.
Yeah,
It's going to be quite interesting, I think.
a lot of people prefer, well, it's natural to prefer both eyes vision, not only on a single eye. On the other hand, it is cheaper to produce the monocular. I think that the main reason why there are so many monoculars in the market is that they're able to achieve lower price with monoculars. When this will change, then I think it will be a whole array of binoculars, because it's more natural to look with both eyes. It's just too expensive at the moment. Okay.
I want to continue this discussion with the Krypton FXG50, because I think
Really
this
big.
is probably the hottest item in the field of thermal clip-ons at the moment.
Yeah.
It was released in the second part of 2020, and it is really astounding. The image quality is on a really high level.
It's crazy.
The sensor resolution is 640 by 480, but I'm almost amazed by the display resolution, which is 1746 by 1000. So,
But the main, I think, the whole matter in this is that the sensor has the smallest pixel pitch, only 12 microns.
Yeah.
Because everything else on the table is 17 microns.
so you have more details.
Yeah.
The shape is really identical to Pulsar Forward F455.
Yeah.
And I would say the biggest mystery is this Picatinny rail on the side. I'm not sure what it's going to be used for. Maybe they have something in their up their
I would
sleeves.
say probably in the future a laser rangefinder or something like that. This was something what I would
Yeah, so they
imagine.
probably prepared.
Who knows? Yeah.
It's very good. Pulsar had the clip-ons, as you know, the cores models. They came with 2 batteries, which you had to interchange or buy the rechargeable battery. But this one has the IPS7 battery, like that one there for Helios and F, so you can use it. It's very simple.
And optically, it's just astonishing.
Yeah.
The only, in my personal view, the build quality is still, for the industry, it's wow, because everybody else who produces clip-on, the thermal clip-ons is producing the same.
They use the
fit and finish.
magnesium, right?
Yeah, but when you compare them with, let's say, Axion's, it's not on the same level.
Sure.
But again, in this segment, in this category, nobody else is producing anything similar to the fit and finish quality of the Axions.
Yeah, in regards to the, I would say to the optical quality, someone who could get on par with the Pulsar is perhaps the Knightburst with a Sear model, but I don't think it's as good, no?
It's going to be cheaper.
Yeah.
So and it is, build quality of the Sear is really nice because it's full of metal and so on.
Yeah, it's very ergonomic. You only have one button which you can do everything with, and it's very.
But still, the sensor is not in the same category. It's also the older sensor.
Yeah.
This is the completely new device.
I just want to move on to the to the adapter. The adapter is now fixed to the device with a thread instead of a classic bayonet with notches and pins.
Yeah.
So now we have to buy a different adapter, and Pulsar is already making it. Rusan and SmartClip are already making it. So you basically have to screw the adapter on, and then it's fixed in place.
Yeah, they did a lot of work for other for the competitors. I mean, for the manufacturers who produce mounts or the clip-ons, the adapters for them. This is called the PSP adapter. As Andras mentioned, you have to screw it on, and it was quite, I think, a big challenge for the...
Yeah, but Rusan and SmartClip, they immediately jump on this wagon, and I think that majority of these devices are sold either with SmartClip or Rusan adapters, because they are really of superb quality. What was also new in this class, if we are talking about the 3000 plus price range and thermal clip-ons, the infrared,
the Clip C,
and the Clip C, or how it's called, Merlin 42 by
from Limke.
And so on. They also have a 42mm lens unit, which is also nicely built and so on, but still has a sensor which is, I think, it's not the latest. It's been on the market for some while.
Yeah, it's also priced at around 3,500 to 600 or something like this.
It's cheaper,
yeah, it's cheaper than the Krypton.
And then, last but not least, Leica came to the
Leica came to the market. Leica came to the thermal game. We don't have it here, as you can see. Yeah. But this requires some explanation. They released two models. So the Leica Calanux View and the Sight.
Yeah.
The View is by necessity a monocular. The Sight is the clip-on device. It's very interesting because there are two different price ranges. So I think the View is much more costly than the...
Yeah, it's more expensive.
Yeah.
I would just like to point out that they say Calanux Sight, but in reality it's not a sight which you would be able to mount directly on a weapon.
No, it's a
clip-on.
Yeah, it's a clip-on. It's a clip-on device. We haven't had it here actually to test it out, but I would immediately like to point out the ergonomics. It's very small, it looks very compact, and it will not get heavy on the rifle. So this is...
And also, from the pictures, it looks really nice, like a quality of fit and finish. So this is the first producer that... But, okay, I may be too fast, I have to see it in person, but on images it looks like the fit and finish is on the same level like with Leica binoculars. That means this will be the first device which would be on a similar level like Axion's in terms of fit and finish and build quality. But we have to see it.
We also have to see it to see the origins.
Yeah. Well, the sensor and the technology probably comes from Asia, from China.
Yeah.
But they are pointing two things out in all of their videos. First of all, that their image rendering and the software is developed by Leica, because they are developing this software. They are developing similar softwares for their digital cameras, so they have a lot of experience. So they say that their rendering algorithms are made by Leica, and they're saying that they have the best image quality in their View model on the market. This is a really bold claim. Yeah. So we will have to wait and see if this is true.
Yeah.
I think it's quite interesting that Zeiss and Leica went into these thermal waters at around the same time. They presented their products around the same time. Zeiss already has the product. We're still waiting for Leica's. But I'm interested to see when Swarovski decides to follow them, right?
Sooner or later, I'm not sure that this is going to happen, because otherwise, Leica, Zeiss, and Swarovski will have similar fate like Kodak, Konica Minolta, Pentax, and similar.
You just have to keep up, right?
Yeah, because there is a disruption in the hunting market. Like it was with cameras. Cameras went from analog to digital. Now hunting is going from analog to thermal. And I think that they all will have to jump into these waters, and we will see who will swim. For Leica, you said two models.
Yeah, there are two models. We mentioned the prices briefly. The Sight is priced at around 370, 380 euros, 370 and 80. The View is around 4,200 euros, approximately.
So around 500 euros of difference. 3,700, 3,800 for the Sight, 4,200 for the View. But there is also a difference in the sensor. The View has a much bigger sensor than the Sight. The Sight has the same sensor as majority of devices on this table, so 384 by 288 with 17 microns pixel pitch. And I think that the biggest device has 640 by 512, similar like Knightburst.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do we already know how the Sight version is going to be mounted on a day rifle scope?
Yeah, I think they have I saw images where they're always mounted with smart clip adapters. I don't know if they were in touch, if they are cooperating with SmartClip. I think they don't. I know that they are cooperating with Rusan, but it's interesting when I saw on other pages and their Instagram channel and so on, they're always using SmartClip. So I presume they have the same thread, or at least an adapter or reducing ring that that makes them compatible with normal SmartClip and Rusan adapters.
Yeah, I think that manufacturers know that for a customer it's very important that you mount the thermal clip-on easily. That means with Rusan SmartClip adapters, and they have to modify their devices in a way that they can be used with those adapters, because it's very easy to use them.
For me, it's really interesting because we can see it here. Okay, we have HiGG Vision, we have Guide, we have Zeiss. We are now talking about Leica. We have Infrared, we have Limke, Knightburst. We have so many different brands. But when you come to the adapters to put the clip-ons on the rifle scopes, you have Rusan and SmartClip, and they're completely dominating the market. So if you're a producer of thermal, you have to go to either SmartClip or Rusan if you wish to do this. It's the easiest way because they are so big and they dominate this market, and their products are really, really competitive and really high quality.
Yeah, they are.
And proven.
We can conclude this by saying that the thermal vision is probably the future, at least in the field of hunting and probably in the other fields as well. So the manufacturers are starting to recognize this. This is why we have more and more producers of thermal vision.
I think that 8x56 low light binoculars will die sooner or later, and this will replace them. I also think that 2020 was a horrible year, but in terms of thermal optics category of products, it was a really, I would say, amazing year, because there are so many new products.
Yeah, and the length of this video shows just that, right?
Yeah, so many.
Thank you for watching. I think if you like our videos, please subscribe, and see you in our next video.
Goodbye.
Bye.